The most famous message from deep space was never heard. Not by a single human ear. No one sat at a console that night. No alarm went off. The signal arrived, swept past the Earth, and landed as ink on a sheet of computer paper. And there it waited, for days. I tried to draw the moment humanity heard it. I had to stop. There was no moment. There was a stack of paper on a kitchen table. Let me draw you that instead. New page, new case. The file is open. Ohio, August 1977. In a quiet field outside a small town stands a radio telescope the size of 3 football fields. They call it Big Ear. It does one thing all day, every day. It listens. The sky drifts overhead, and Big Ear writes down what it hears. Columns of characters on endless folding paper. Almost every page says the same thing. Nothing. 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 Then, a few days after the 15th of August, a volunteer named Jerry sits down at his kitchen table with the latest stack of printouts. Page after page of quiet static. And then his eye stops. One column climbs out of the noise like a tower. 6 characters. 6. E, Q, U, J. 5. He takes a red ballpoint pen, circles them, and writes one word in the margin. Wow. Here is what those characters mean, because they are not a code and they are not words. Each one is a loudness reading, 0 to 9, and when the scale runs out of digits, it switches to letters. The deeper into the alphabet, the louder the signal. That U meant 30 times louder than the background hiss of the universe, louder than anything Big Ear ever caught before or after. Look at the drawing. What do you see? It rises, it peaks, it falls away. Exactly the shape a distant, steady beacon would draw as the turning Earth swept the telescope's gaze across it. And then there is the frequency, 1420 megahertz, the song of hydrogen, the most common atom in the universe, a channel so quiet and so universal that astronomers had predicted if anyone out there ever wanted to be found, this is where they would call. The signal came in on the exact channel we had told each other to watch, 72 seconds. That is all Big Ear could see of it, not because the signal ended, but because the Earth kept turning and carried the telescope's gaze away. It may have gone on for minutes, hours, nobody knows. And here is the wound in this file. Big Ear went back to that same patch of sky for weeks, months. Bigger telescopes joined the hunt, decade after decade. The signal never came back, not once. So the listeners drew their theories. Some drew comets, 2 of them, trailing thin clouds of hydrogen across that region of sky. It was checked. The comets were not where the signal was, and their gas was far too faint. Cross it out. Others drew earthly interference, a satellite, a stray transmitter. But the signal moved with the stars, not with the Earth, and that channel is protected by law. Nothing of ours is allowed to speak there. The strongest drawing is also the strangest one, a small, cold cloud of hydrogen lit up for a single moment by the flare of a dying star, a cosmic lighthouse, blinking once in 50 years. That drawing stays on the page, but be honest with me, no one has ever caught it happening again, and it cannot explain the feeling of a call placed on exactly the right line. In 1998, they tore Big Ear down. The land was worth more as a golf course. The place that heard the loudest whisper in history is a fairway now. And in 2012, on the anniversary, we finally answered. A beam of human messages fired back at that patch of sky. If anything is out there, our reply is still on its way. The last page of this file is a printout. Fresh columns of quiet characters still being logged tonight by other ears around the world. My pen started a second red circle right where the signal should return. The circle is still open. I can't close it. Nothing has stepped inside it yet. We answered once. Was that wise? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more open files, leave a like and subscribe, because the next one is closer to home and stranger. 5 friends drove home from a basketball game, and their car was found on a lonely mountain road none of them had any reason to take. This file stays open,